Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday game day edition. Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing. HudcoRoofing.com. Get Drew in the mix. All right. So it's game day. Drew repping his Matt Flynn. All right. Game day, LSU, Kentucky. So I did, in fact, pick LSU to win this game, 24-20. I think we see a low-scoring game that goes under the total. I think Kentucky -9 in the turnover margin, which is 129th out of 130 in the country. I think that is the story. And then red zone efficiency, LSU first in the country, 100% of their red zone chances they have scored. And Kentucky is not very good red zone defense. So I think turnovers gives LSU the short field. They convert into points, and I think LSU wins a tie ball game, 24-20 today. So, that kind of win, I think, could maybe energize the fan base a little bit. You come home next week against Florida, and we'll see what happens. All right, let's say some good morning, see what y'all got. Fire away. If you're on Facebook, please like the page, hit post, like the page, hit post, like the page, hit post. YouTube, smash that like button. We appreciate y'all for being here with us. Let's see, let me share this thing out on Twitter real quick. And I'll get to your questions, comments, concerns, etc. All right, Clifford Moore, good morning. Reagan Lee, score prediction, 24-20 LSU. Truax, Kelly Presley, Buddy Chasson, Jeff McKithen, morning from the Grand in Fairhope. We did the Grand last year during quarantine. When everything, it was Memorial Day weekend. So when everything was shut down during COVID and everything, I guess they had just started to loosen up some of the restrictions. And so we went to the Grand, not this Memorial Day, but last Memorial Day 2020, went there. Good time, man. Got a really good whiskey selection there, McKithen. They you'll pay for it, but they got all the B-tax and really good selection. Good cigars too, good stuff. Andrew Brister, what's up? What's the lineup schedule for today for 104.9 to get things? So we always start 5 hours prior to kickoff. So it'll be me and Jeremy Hill at 1:30. And so we'll go 1:30 to 4:30. And then we'll sort of pass the baton to the LSU Sports Radio Network. So you'll have Hunt Palmer, Garrett Brumfield, and Big Fave. And then immediately after the game, T-Bob and I will be live from Don Juan for Whiskey and Wine on 104.5 ESPN, YouTube, and Facebook. And then we'll do 90 minutes, and when we're done, Haniger's at the game, so he's going to miss postgame for the first time like ever. So it'll be Kevin Ford and Condon tonight on postgame. Let's see, Luke O'Brien, happy morning, happy game day from the ATL. Ready for some better results this weekend. Amen to that, man. Jamie Hodges, good morning. Brian and Annie Penton from Rawlings, Wyoming, good morning. Dylan Landry, good morning. Eric Hart, greetings from the St. Jude Men's Club Fishing Rodeo in Empire, Louisiana. I don't know where Empire, Louisiana is, but y'all have a good time today. Tommy Howard, Scone, what do you think about Iowa -2? I'm not playing it. Tommy, I think Iowa wins the game at home. So I would just if I were going to play it, I would make a money line play on Iowa. But I do not feel like messing around with the spread on that game. I mean, it's essentially a pick 'em, and that's what it should be. So if you got to play it, I would play the money line. AJ Holland, how many games has O lost back-to-back while at LSU? It had only happened once until last year. When, or maybe last year was the first time it happened. I think last year might have been the first time it happened, actually, because they lost. I think Bama was their second of back-to-back losses last year. Hang on. Because even when they lost to, they lost to A&M and then Bama, that was it. because they lost to Mississippi State, they beat Vanderbilt, they lost to Missouri, and they beat South Carolina. They lost at Auburn, then won at Arkansas. So they went loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. Then they went loss, loss, win, win. Because they lost to A&M and Alabama back-to-back last year. So I think it was the first time in Orgeron's time at LSU that they lost back-to-back games. As a matter of fact, it was. I mean, unless if you count 2016 as interim, when they lost to Florida in the rescheduled game. And I was saying they lost the bowl game, but they lost to Florida in the rescheduled game and then still played A&M after that and won. Yes or no? I guess last year was the first time it happened. Tim Gotro, good morning. Should we all chip in and watch Musso watch? He got a 30-minute head start on 420. Alex Day, Tim Gotro, Paulo Balboa. LSU loses games they're supposed to win and vice versa. I'm telling you, LSU wins by 14. I'd love to see it, man. I think Kentucky's defense is a little too good to think LSU wins by 14. Kentucky's also very good at stopping the big play. They've only allowed a handful of plays over 20 yards all season, and that's kind of what LSU thrives on. So, contrasting styles. It's hard for me to imagine LSU running away with this game. Especially the last 2 weeks, just watching how the defense has faded. But and I don't necessarily think it's completely the defense's fault. I just think when you're on the field a bunch, it happens. But anyway, Jeb Whitley, morning, folks. Matt, if we lose period today, is O gone? Does it matter if it's close or ugly? It's a great question, Jeb, and I'm not comfortable saying that definitively. My opinion on the matter is based on how things went this week and a lot of conversations that I had. I do think that's a very, very real possibility that if LSU loses today, that they would make the change. And I would have never said that before about a midseason change with Woodward because it's just not his MO. But what transpired this week around the program was a very bad look, and it's indicative of a coach that probably knows it's the end and is just sort of letting it rip on his way out. And that gets nerve-wracking because then you wonder, okay, like, well, what's next, sort of thing. So that's the first time I've ever thought they might make a change mid-season. Hey, David Wallace, good morning. Nicholas Cantrell, who we betting on today? Need to look at the lines. I'm really excited about that Penn State-Iowa game. Kind of see which one of those teams feels like they're for. I think they're both really good teams. I think Iowa is probably going to win that game. You had Stanford, Arizona State last night. I bet on that one. Lost. I had Stanford plus 13.5. They lost 28-10, so lost on that one. I will probably bet Oklahoma to cover. Texas in that series has been a covering machine. Phil Steele told us Texas is 7-2 against the spread in the last 9 in that series, but they've been a pretty notable underdog when it's been close. Oklahoma's fared pretty well, so I'll probably lay the 3 with Oklahoma. I like Ole Miss at home to win and cover. I think Georgia covers on the road against Auburn. I'm probably going to stay away from that Alabama-Texas A&M game. I don't think they can make a line big enough for Alabama, but I just tend to stay away from Alabama because at what point do they keep inflating lines that you start losing value? Anyway. Kenneth, good morning from Fungus, Kentucky. Spurge, what's up? Pat Huseman, good morning. Trivia, landed my first airplane yesterday morning. How about that? Good for you, man. Now, that's terrifying. I would not want to fly a plane. I'd leave that to professionals. But good for you, man. Bubba Tatum, morning Sconers. Big day. of birthday celebration for my daughter and myself. All right, man. She's the 5th. Mine's today. All right, Bubba Tatum. Ready for some steaks and some bourbon tonight. Love it. Well, happy birthday, man. Hope it's an awesome day for you. If Drew wakes up in time, we'll get him to sing happy birthday to you. Hope it's an awesome one, man. Danny Braywick, do you watch the entire game at Don Juan? No, Danny, I watch the second half. So I do a pregame, then I come home. I watch the first half here, and then at halftime I leave and go there so I can watch the second half, and so I drive there during halftime. Because I mean, just watching the game, I mean, I'm taking my notes and charting and all that stuff. It's tough to do in a public place, but so that's why I watch the first half at home. Let's see, DT, good morning. Fickle versus Franklin, who do you pick? Flip a coin. Probably James Franklin, though, because he's been in the SEC before. And be a pretty sizable step up for Fickle. Not saying he couldn't do it, but just feel like Franklin's a little more of a known commodity. Let's see, Joseph Katib, good morning. Troy Abear, I noticed sometimes when you laugh, you sound like Steve Carell on the movie Dinner for Schmucks. Very funny. So I've never seen Dinner for Schmucks, but maybe I need to. I like Steve Carell. Jonathan Martin, what's up? Troy Abear. Cliff Nelson, good morning. Jeb, Matt, do you think the bulk of these high-value recruits can be salvaged if a midseason change is made? Yeah, I do. Jeb, most recruits commit to a school and not to a coach. I know that sounds kind of wild and maybe counterintuitive, but it is true because most coaches don't have the stability, most places don't have the stability in that profession to say definitively, hey, recruit, if you come here, that coach is going to be here for 4 or 5 years. So, be it during the recruiting process, I think, you can salvage the class. Cliff Nelson, Cali High, Bears last night, big. If LSU loses today, what's the attendance for the Florida game? 75, actual. Ivan Salazar, go Tigers. We all need to get behind and support the team, the entire coaching staff. No one but one is getting fired? What does that mean? No one but one is getting fired. Danny Braywick, is it me or has recruiting been quiet this year? Do you think it's a product of players not being able to bust schools for 18 months? LSU went on a roll earlier throughout the spring and summer. So, I think this is about what they want. I think they want to have, you get closer to the December signing period. Remember, when high school kids are in season, it's tough for a lot of them to make visits. You play on Friday, it's hard to make a visit on a Saturday sometimes. So I think it's about normal. Wait and see when it gets closer to the December signing period if it cranks up. Tyler Cooley, morning, Matt. Any chance tonight's game isn't a complete disaster? Sure, Tyler, I picked LSU to win. And I think y'all know I have no problem picking them to win or lose. I'll tell you honestly what I think. But I think it's a tricky spot for Kentucky. I think it's after an emotional win, before a big game next week against Georgia. I think LSU is a big name on the marquee, so they're sold out. But I do think, Florida outgained Kentucky by 100 yards last week. I think Kentucky's offense really struggled. Chris Rodriguez is a great back, make no mistake. Gavassier Smoke is a really good back. You get a good 1-2 punch there. You have a big physical line. No Glenn Logan, no Joe Evans for LSU, so that certainly hurts on the interior. But, I think LSU, as much as the offense struggles, running the ball, et cetera, I think LSU can make plays in the passing game. And it's just contrasting styles. Kentucky's going to lean on LSU. LSU's going to try to make the big play. I think it's a competitive game. See, Troy, does 104.5 have a pregame show? So we simulcast Eagle 98.1 Game Day. So you jump back over here to Facebook. Dale Broussard, Will Wade's on fire. How about that? Got a 5-star forward yesterday. Brandon English, good morning. Buddy Chesson, with everything going on this season, say we go 500. How much do you think it will affect our current recruiting class? Buddy, I don't think it does. Walker Howard, Will Campbell, at the top of the class, they're solidly committed and they'll be early enrollees. And the benefit with this year, with the new transfer rules, for those that didn't hear this week, the Division I Council approved over signing to replace transfers, meaning you're hard capped at 25, but let's say you lose a transfer, you can sign a transfer over the 25 up to 7 players. So let's say you sign your class of 25 and you lose 3 players due to transfer. Well, you can sign 28 players because you can sign 3 transfers in addition to the 25. So this is one of those years where, if there is a coaching change, again, bear in mind, if there is a coaching change, whoever the coach comes in, you always have attrition with the new staff. They can go supplement this class with transfers, supplement the roster with transfers. But I still maintain next year's roster is going to be very good. Chris Proctor, good morning, Matt. Go Tigers. When Bama and Georgia are both double-digit road favorites and we're underdogs at Kentucky, tells you everything you need to know about where a program is versus the top dogs. Change is coming. That's not inaccurate. Let's see. Stephen Miller, good morning. Brant Roban, morning Scone, driving to Florida for a beach trip with the kids. Hope the Tigers and Saints can rebound. Definitely. Big weekend for both, man. But again, I do think LSU wins today. That's going to surprise some, but I do think they win today. And then I think the Saints clip Washington tomorrow as well. And interestingly, there's been a lot of smart money at sportsbooks coming in on the Saints. Washington's defense has not been very good this year. I don't know that Taylor Heineke is the guy that's going to go rip the Saints apart. And the Saints have been a yo-yo team. They were up, down, up, down. I think they go back up this week, heading into the bye. Tony Williams, Mark Speck, good morning. Getting excited about baseball. I think this coach will get it done. He will get it done. I have a lot of friends that are in just high levels of baseball. And I don't mean like players. I'm not talking about Terrio, but I mean people who are still active in the game, scouting and different things like that. And the people who've been around Jay Johnson have just been blown away. It's basically like, man, I know a lot of LSU fans didn't know. This is how it's related to me. It's like I know a lot of LSU fans didn't know who he was, but it ain't like he's an unknown. He was in the championship series in Omaha. He was back in Omaha this last year. He built a program in Arizona. He is Saban-like with his intensity and attention to detail, his ability to recruit. He's honest with the kids. It's why they all come. It's like, bro, he's going to win. This year, it's really a matter of, can they figure out the rotation? I think Raiselman's the best arm on the squad. Can they figure out the rotations of it next year? Next year, they should be competing for a national championship. Colby Rosenthal, Tony Williams, Steven Cincinnati. We'll have a stranglehold on the 4th spot the rest of the season. Steven, I will disagree with you, man. I will disagree because what will inevitably happen over the next 2 months, the next 8 weeks, is Cincinnati is going to get forgotten because they're not going to play in another meaningful game. So they played their most meaningful game in September. And what we watch unfold over the next 8 weeks is going to bump them out. No different than Central Florida or any other team prior that's happened. When Cincinnati beat Temple last night, but they play UCF, Navy, Tulane, Tulsa, South Florida, SMU, and East Carolina. They don't play another relevant game. So for the next 8 weeks, they're forgotten. And you can't live off of the Notre Dame win for the entirety of the season, expecting that one win to get you into the postseason. So, let's see. Jay Suisse, what's the chance Woodward's already had his guy and that said guy already committed to coming next year? Um, so keep in mind that a conversation between an AD and a coach doesn't happen at this point. A conversation between an AD and an agent certainly has happened by this point. So Woodward very much has his list, has very much had those conversations with representation already. But it's just a matter of not saying anything until it's time to pull the trigger. It's like hunting. You see a big buck, right? I'm not a hunter, but those of you who are. You see a big buck, you don't go, oh my God, look, it's a big buck. I'm gonna get my gun and shoot it. You just very quiet. And you wait for the exact moment. And then, bam! Got it. Done. Before you even know it, it's done. How about that little hunting analogy for you from Scone? That's why I'll come here. Shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Just a few weeks away, man. About 3 weeks away from Brock, Rock, and Wine. Brock, Rock, and Wine. brortho.com to buy tickets. Benefiting the Brock Foundation. Great event at the Renaissance Hotel in Baton Rouge. Brock, Rock, and Wine. Tony Janusa, we about to bring Kentucky to his fishing hole today. Mark Allen is James Franklin, top 10 coach. Mark, I think you could make a case that he's around there. I think people would always start with Saban and Dabo in whatever order. Probably Saban, Dabo. Whether it's deserved or not, people will throw Kirby Smart in that mix. After the obvious top of the list, then it becomes like really subjective in that matter. But you could make a case for the fact that the guy won at Vanderbilt. Let's see, Matt, does Jones have a shot to stay on as DC? I doubt it, Jeb. I mean, look, any athletic director should let a new head coach hire their staff. Like, nothing should be forced upon them. So, cross that bridge when it comes, but I doubt very seriously. Patrick McKenzie, love it if Luke Fickell came. He's on the list. Brant Roban, if LSU gets a new coach within the next 6 months, are we in for a few years of rebuilding? Brant, I don't believe so. Because I look at next year's junior class, and y'all have heard me say this, but Max Johnson, Keyshawn Butte, Jaqueline Roy, B.J. Ojolari, Jay Ward, Elias Ricks. You have such a core that is going to be your junior class next year. That's like that junior class on the 2019 team. I think there's a ton of talent. The right coach comes in place, supplements that talent with a recruiting class in the transfer portal, especially on the offensive line. I think you're competing. You're competing for the New Year's Six next year. Brandon DeVille, is there any way O keeps his job? Winning out? Realistically, not going to beat Bama, but I think they'd have to win out other than Bama. If they win out other than Bama and go 9-3, I think he'd keep his job. But I don't think that's going to happen. Matt Leonard, does a coaching change give us a better chance with Arch? Yes, but it's still not going to happen. Brian and Andy Pinton, David Furr, glad they lifted the proof of shot mandate at Tiger Stadium. Hopefully this will encourage more to attend games. We'll see, David. Look, the good news, obviously, is that you've seen hospitalizations decline by 80%. So you kind of just get to go back to more normal. But yeah, hopefully, I don't know that kept too many people away as much as just the whole game day experience has kept people away from traffic and parking and all that stuff. Let's see, Brand, do you think players getting paid and the transfer portal is eventually going to ruin college football. More about money than pride for school. Brent, it hasn't been about pride for the school in a long time, man. And the only thing that would ruin college football is if fans stop going. And realistically, man, all fans care about is winning. It doesn't matter if it's a one-year player, if it's a one-year mercenary coming in. Like, and you think Oklahoma fans were pissed when Jalen Hurts came in because he was a one-year mercenary coming in to be the quarterback? Come on, man. Patrick Cason, Morning Matters, the 5-star that committed yesterday. 6'8" forward, committed to Will Wade, top 15 player in the country for next year. It's incredible, dude. He's just rolling. And Twitter gets so triggered when Will Wade lands another prospect. How's Will Wade still have a job? He's a cheater. I love watching them melt. Brennan Samaha, morning. Looking for Damone Clark to have another huge game tonight. Show he's learned to stop the run. I agree with you, Brennan. That's a good point. This is the type of game that a year ago would not have suited him well. That I think he has improved dramatically. We've always known he's athletic enough to cover sideline to sideline. Hence, Mississippi State gained 15 tackles. But this type of game, this buckle your chin strap, play between the tackles type game, this is where he struggled a year ago. And this is where he's got a chance to prove he could be a 3-down linebacker in the NFL. Let's see. Nathan Bowe, good morning. Samuel Merrifield, Matt, if LSU gets Lane Kiffin, does that help them land Arch? No, Samuel. It's actually the opposite. My understanding is that Ole Miss, as long as Lane is there, is not going to get Arch. I get the sense that the Manning family, like Arch Cooper and Arch's mom, they're maybe not super keen on Lane. So I think that's a big deal for Ole Miss too. Because if Ole Miss doesn't get Arch, that's a big deal for them. Big deal for Lane if he doesn't get Arch. Brandon English, out of all the BTACs, which one do you think is the best? I saw there won't be George C. Stagg this year. Bummed about that. Honestly, so we did a blind flight of all the Wellers over the summer, and the William LaRue I actually rated dead last of all the Wellers. I mean, we had them all. We had Weller 12, Special Reserve, 107, Single Barrel, Foolproof, had them all. So I would not say William LaRue. My favorite is Sazerac 18. It's the only rye in the, well, I guess no, the Handy's a rye, but I would go, this is how I would rate them. I would go Sazerac 18, George T. Stagg, Eagle Rare 17, Handy, William LaRue. That's how I would do it. AJ Holland, what's your opinion on when the one team, one heartbeat left the building? Because it surely isn't there now. I think LSU's problem is natty-itis, when one of the players for a while think they're superstars. No, AJ, that's not it. The disconnect most definitely came last year during the summer. That's where the cracks in the foundation started with the racial injustice, the protests. There was a massive division among the locker room, player to player, player to coach. I mean, that's where Ed Ogeron lost the locker room. I think a lot of the off-season coaching moves helped. The problem is he made some poor decisions for coaching on the field, and it's led to what you've seen. And then they've just had some notable either misevaluations or lack of development on the offensive line, and you have what you have. Kyle Aycock, how could a new coach have immediate success with the state of the offensive line? It's a good question, Kyle. I think, so next year you'll have Will Campbell coming in, and I think he could be a day one starter. Anthony Bradford, I think, is going to be a good player. He's not going to be a left tackle. I think he's either a right tackle or an interior player. So if you start there, and then also I think Garrett Dellinger has the potential to be a good starting player. So that's 3 players right there. I could make a case that next year Charles Turner could play center for you as a 4th-year guy and be competent. And then you'd have one other spot. Is it Marlon Martinez? Is it Doomerville? Is it maybe you go hit the transfer portal? Maybe it's Emory Jones coming in. Do you really want to start 2 true freshmen? Probably not. But the transfer portal would certainly be an option to bring in some. I mean, look at what happened with Kentucky with Dare Rosenthal. I mean, they found their left tackle in the transfer portal. So I think there's some potential there. You let Bradford and Dellinger get a year older. You bring in Will Campbell. You're 3/5 of the way there. I think, you supplement in the portal. I think it can work. Chris Maggio, good morning. Let's see. Brennan Samaw, who's blocking Chase Young with Armstead not starting? So James Hurst will be the left tackle for the Saints. And I just think you give him help. Cale Reynolds, morning, Matt. Does LSU win today because of the letdown spot for Kentucky or because LSU shows up with their backs against the wall? I think both. Any realistic chance this team could go 8-4 or better? Better than 8-4, Cale, means they win out except for Bama, and I don't think that that's realistic. 8-4, I mean, 5-2 the rest of the way. So Bama and 1 more. Maybe you lose either today or you lose to Florida. Can you win today? Ole Miss, Arkansas, and A&M. I mean, I think winning at Ole Miss is going to be really tough, man. Michael Kleber, good morning. Thomas White, morning, Matt from Sulphur. Love everything you do. Thank you, Thomas. Very kind, man. Appreciate you for watching. Paul Batts, morning from Houston. Hope all is well. Thank you, Paul. Same to you. Let's see. If this continues to go sideways with the PR dumpster fire, does Woodward pull a one-off and fire over midseason? So, Paul, I've already talked about that a little bit. I would have said no, just given, Scott Woodward's history. But this was the first week, just talking to a lot of people around LSU, where I got the sense that those wheels are in motion. And that if they lose today, that's a very real possibility. And if not today, some point during the season, yeah. And I would not have said that. I would not have said that 5 days ago. Let's see. Don't care what class they are. They keep missing tackles, letting them get 15 yards before being tackled, followed by a flex pose. They ain't winning. What about Title IX? I thought win, lose, or draw. O is not keeping his job. Yeah, Tony, I don't believe he is. I think they will make a change no matter what. It's a matter of when. I think that is inevitable. Now that's an opinion. I mean, if they win out and go 10-2 and they're in the New Year's 6, we're having a different conversation. I also don't think that's going to happen. Arthur Coco, good morning. Michael Cook, good morning. Texas fans think they have a real shot at Arch. Paul, I hate to break this to you, they do. And if Arch Manning had to make the decision today, he would be going to Texas. Texas, Clemson, Bama are the top 3 there. For some reason, the kid has an infatuation with Notre Dame, so they're in the mix. And then the off-the-radar school that no one's talking about is Virginia. His sister goes to UVA. He loves it there. They like the coaching staff. They love Charlottesville, all that sort of stuff. So, but Paul, I'm telling you, if Arch had to make the decision today, he would be going to Texas. Tony Williams, and notice I did not mention Ole Miss. As long as Lane Kiffin is there, he's not getting Arch to Ole Miss. It's my understanding. Where are we? Bruce Parker, Matt, I'll take a center that doesn't get blown back in our backfield every play. Yeah, right. Makes you respect guys like Posick and Cushenberry. Dale, is just me or is BetOnline app down? I used it last night, Dale, but I haven't looked this morning. Gerard Laurent, how does a program the size and caliber of LSU become on-the-job training for coordinators? Well, that's what happens when you hire a head coach who's basically had on-the-job training to be a head coach. I mean, I'm with you. That's been my point all along. But, you know, when I say that, it's because I'm a hater and I hate the coach and yada yada. Y'all all know the story. Whatever. Jordan McNeese, in your opinion, based on Max's performance, should Brennan be given the starter role when he's cleared? No, Jordan, I don't think so. I think especially behind an offensive line that's really struggled, Miles Brennan is your least mobile quarterback, and I think he'd be a sitting duck back there. Should he be given a chance to win the job? Absolutely, but should he just be handed the job? I don't think so. Let's see, King Monk. Thoughts on Will Wade getting a 5-star forward? Love it. It's freaking phenomenal. Brandy Lewis, good morning. Manny Troncoso, good morning. Lewis G or Luis G, not sure. I say keep Coach O if he makes it to a bowl. Yeah, that's not happening. I mean, you could make it to a bowl at 6-6, and there's no way they're keeping Ed Ogeron after back-to-back 500 seasons, especially with all the off-the-field stuff. There's just no shot. I mean, I've literally been telling y'all this since the summer. And not all of you want to hear it, but I've literally been telling you this since the summer. 9-3 to be safe. 8-4, depends how it looks. 7-5, he's fired. I've literally been saying that all offseason. So to get to 9-3 at this point, he'd have to win out other than Bama. I don't think that's going to happen. If he gets to 8-4, how does it look between now and then is a big part of that. And judging by this week, it's not been a good look. Brown Bear 765, morning, Matt. How about that Gamecoin pump? Yeah, good morning for Gamecoin for sure. A lot of exciting stuff going on, man. With Gamecoin, they announced a few new Gamecoin athletes that they've signed. Made a few more donations. I can tell you there's another one coming next week that we'll announce on AFR. You know, they approached me about making another Gamecoin donation announcement on AFR, which is a big one, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll do that next week. So good stuff, man. Yeah, all good stuff on the Gamecoin front. As always, shout out to Brock. I'll do us a favor if you're on YouTube, smash the like button. 104 watching there on YouTube, only 45 likes. Let's get that up if we could. If you're watching on mobile, hit the thumbs up. If you see the live chat, just hit the X on the live chat and hit the thumbs up, and then you'll see the live chat icon. Just tap it, and the comments come right back. So thanks for that. And on Facebook, please like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. Appreciate y'all very much. Trivia Carter, get ready for head coach Bill O'Brien. He's on the list. He's on the list. Errol Horn, morning, Tiger fans, coming from Bama fan, living in Arizona. Big fan of you, Matt, especially the rants. Good luck today. Thanks, Errol. I appreciate that, man. Bama fan living in Arizona watching an LSU show. That's interesting, man. But appreciate you watching, Errol. Thanks so much, man. Jeb Whitley. Matt, would you be okay with Mario Cristobal? I feel like Kiffin makes sense, and then I'm not sure beyond that. Lane makes sense. I do wonder, personality-wise, temperament-wise, how much he's matured if Scott Woodward wants to walk that path. We'll see. Mario Cristobal's done way better at Oregon than I thought he would. Yeah, look, he's got SEC experience. He was on Saban's staff, and he can recruit his T. Heine off. The crazy thing is, he took the job at FIU and flopped. Here was his record at FIU: 1-11, 5-7, 3-9, 7-6, 8-5, 3-9, fired. He went 27-47 at FIU. I was really surprised that he got the Oregon job, just flatly. I mean, after that failed experience at FIU, but it just goes to show you the Bama effect. He was assistant head coach, offensive line, recruiting coordinator, and he was there with Saban from 2013 to 2016 and got him the Oregon job. So, I mean, the ties to Nick, having been a head coach at a major program now at Oregon, I mean, it makes some sense. But I haven't heard that name from anyone involved at LSU. Fans have mentioned it, and I wouldn't. I mean, I'd kind of be okay with it. But I haven't heard that from anyone at LSU. Ivan Salazar, Tigers will be running and firing all cylinders tonight. Wildcats, Tiger bait. Let's see, BS. Man, didn't know this turned into an outdoor show. What if I hunt deer at night from your truck? I don't know what that means, sorry. Spurge, who's out of the lineup today? Of course, Glenn Logan, Joseph Evans won't play. And the running backs we knew weren't going to play. Major Burns is out also. That's a bummer. He's been playing really well. Or maybe I'm just judging by the safety play a year ago. But Major Burns and Jay Ward, I think, both played pretty well. Pat Huseman, going to be a fun day. Take the family up to the Home Depot, pick up some flooring, maybe Bed Bath & Beyond. Go to the box for open practice. I don't know if we'll have time. Not bad. Not bad, Pat. George Reitmeyer. All right, see, Ivan. I'm confident Georgia will beat Bama in the SEC championship game, then again in the Natty. Tough to beat them twice, Ivan, but I do think we'll see that game twice. I do think we'll see them in the SEC championship game, and provided both are undefeated, I think both do get into the playoff. But I would really like to see them not play in the semis. I know college football probably doesn't want a Bama-Georgia national championship game, but I would hate to have to see them both play in consecutive games. Let's see, Matt, who's cornerback 2 for LSU behind Ricks? Is Flott the main? No, it's Dwight McGlothern. So it's Ricks and McGlothern. Flott is playing nickel. And McGlothern wears number 2. He's played really well, man. I mean, next generation, of DBU. He's doing great. See, Cliff Nelson, so is Stingley gone? Missed most of AFR this week due to work. All good, Cliff. LSU announced that Stingley had a procedure. The thing that I think is very important to note is that procedure doesn't mean surgery. Surgery is when you cut. Procedure could be pretty much anything else. Any treatment and injection is a procedure. Like, if you have Botox, that is a procedure. My feeling is that Derek's done. I know he's getting pressure from family and from his agent to opt out. And it's not, listen, if Derek Stingley played through an injury, played on a bad defense, played whatever, every time he runs out there, if it knocks him down a draft board, it costs him millions of dollars. If you just look at draft slot, every pick, the slot is about $1 million less per pick. So let's say Stingley coming into this year was the number 3 overall pick, and now he drops to number 10 where J.C. Horn went. That cost him $7 million. Like, that's like, it's, you don't think of it in those terms because it'll be a top 10 pick, but like $7 million. That's a lot of money, bro. I mean, so I get it, man. They're just different considerations. Brett Dagro, morning Scone, bought a bottle of the Whistle Pig 12 Calandro store pick. It's outstanding. Good to know, man. I haven't tried that one yet. I got their 12 store pick from several years ago, and it wasn't my favorite. Whistle Pig's done a bunch of good barrels. Calandro's done a bunch of good Whistle Pig barrels, I should say, but that 12 wasn't my favorite. The one a few years ago. Glad to know they got a good one. Tim Perry, good morning. Brad David, why do they allow college games on Friday night? Friday's supposed to be high school. Because it's all about TV, man. It's a TV show on Friday night. It's another TV window. It's money. Unsalted Hoagie. Morning, Matt. Looking ahead at the October schedule. Kentucky, Florida, Ole Miss, bye. What record does Ed Ogeron need in October to feel comfortable about his job? 0-3, he's out, right? I mean, he might be out if they lose tonight. Dave Vendor, good morning. Smash the like button. Joey Vincent, good morning. Anyway, to answer your question on Salted Hoagie, to feel comfortable, 3-0. Every time they lose, he should feel uncomfortable. Joey Vincent, let's see, Gulf South. If by chance LSU somehow finishes 9-3, what happens to O? Man, if they were on the table aside from the loss to Bama and finished 9-3 and they're kind of in a New Year's Six consideration, I mean, it would really depend on all the off the field stuff. But that's what he would need. I don't think that's reality. But if we look up and LSU's 9-3, he's got a shot to keep his job. Joey Vincent, I think I'm more excited for Whiskey and Wine than the actual game tonight. Yeah, man, y'all be sure to watch. So I know if you're watching on YouTube right now, this is the Matt Scone page. Remember, we'll do Whiskey and Wine from the 104.5 ESPN page. So please, like that page or subscribe up to the 104.5 ESPN page as well. Hit the bell so you're notified when we go live. I will text the link to Whiskey and Wine to everyone on my text platform. So if you're not on my community text platform, 396-4400, 225-396-4400. Save that number. The first reply you get is an automated reply. And then once you enter your name and everything after that is 100% me. Todd Vandersippen. Good morning. Enjoying the show. Thank you, Todd. Let's see, Dave. Went to the baseball scrimmage last night. People talking about how baseball needs to save LSU sports this year. I think basketball is going to be really good, too. DeMario Green, what about Georgia? Troy, if they do fire him during the season, then can they still claim cause firing him, not have to pay a buyout? Sure. All of those ducks are very much in a row, Troy. Gulf South, if Grandpa Archie wants to be comfortable here in NOLA and not get heckled every time he steps out, he won't let Arch go to Bama. I got to ask, so I was doing an interview on SiriusXM, on the SEC SiriusXM show with, it was Chris Dorian and Andy Staples. And I think it was Doring maybe who asked me. I can't remember if it was Doring or I don't remember which one asked me, but one of them asked me about Arch and, if they do make a hire, how much the hire has, how much would the hire have to do with Arch Manning, trying to get into the Arch Manning sweepstakes? And I said, not at all. Because it feels like LSU fans are just resigned to the fact that he's not coming here. Y'all tell me if you disagree. I'm saying not on what he's going to do, but just on the LSU fan feeling. Tell me if you disagree. But I mean, I think LSU fans saw Peyton and Eli, well, Cooper as well, but saw Cooper, Peyton, and Eli all leave the state. I don't think anybody thinks Arch is coming to LSU. Plus, on top of it, when you've got Max and Nussmeier and then Walker Howard coming in for next year, I get the sense, look, you'd love to have Arch, don't misunderstand, but I don't think he's looked at as savior of the program type guy. Yeah, just my take on it. Dave, pitching looked good, lots of walking wounded, Cruz out, Morgan out. So Dylan, I can't believe this story never broke, Dave, but Dylan Cruz, when he was playing for Team USA over the summer, ran into the wall and injured his shoulder. They thought he was going to need surgery. He ended up not needing surgery, but if you go back and look at the Team USA collegiate national team from this summer, the last 2 or 3 games, Dylan Cruz didn't play. It's because he was home in Florida because he hurt his shoulder. That's why he's out. But I can't believe nobody broke that story. What are the people who are on the baseball beat doing? He's the best player on the team and nobody has broken the story about him hurting his shoulder. It's unbelievable. Anyway. Gulf South thought GameCoin hit Bitmart. Gulf South, GameCoin will hit Bitmart once the new smart contract launches, which should be the end of this month. Short rows outdoors. If your opinion, in your opinion, how did our O-line erode to this point through time? Well, two things primarily, and it's really why James Craig is no longer here. Misevaluation and lack of development. You know, guys like Cardell Thomas and Marcus Dumerville. I mean, these were Charles Turner. I mean, these were highly sought after recruits that you either misevaluated or you just didn't develop them. I mean, Charles Turner should be your starting center. It's like there's no excuse to have a Harvard transfer as a 2-year starter. No disrespect at all intended to Liam. I mean, I think he plays hard and to the best of his ability, but he's not an SEC offensive lineman. And it's pretty evident. I don't know what's happened with Ed Ingram. I'm not trying to call anybody out. But he should be an NFL player who hasn't really played like it. Deculus has just played a ton of football, and Deculus isn't bad, but he'll never be. He's not an All-American. I think big part of it's lack of development, and changing offensive line coaches in June, I think affects continuity. Let's see, Kyle Milliken. Morning, Matt. Although I know it's a gamble, but isn't everything, I bought a little Shiba yesterday, hoping to turn a quick profit, put it into Ethereum before it has a big pump. Ethereum already's having a big pump, bro. And I don't own any meme coins. I've never owned Shiba or Doge, or like if I buy a crypto, it has to have good fundamentals behind the project that can win. I am not into meme coins like that are nothing but a pump and dump opportunity. I'm just to each their own, but I'm not into that. Troy, go get Saban back, right? Danny Braywick, love how Lane can laugh at himself. He was on DP show last week. Dan asked him about being fired at USC and asked if there was a chalk outline. He laughed and just had a good sense of humor. He does have a good sense of humor. Sometimes that borders on immaturity, though, which is why some major programs might be scared away. But I agree with you. I like sense of humor. Breakfast at Arby's in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. There you go, Grant. SEC Nation's kind of quiet, isn't it always? Whiskey and Wine live at Don Juan Cigar Bar. Nothing like it. There you go, Cliff Nelson. Demario Green. I'm asking, what's the thought of Manning going? Oh, sorry, Demario. None. I haven't heard Arch connected to Georgia at all. I'm telling you the people that I know that have followed that recruitment the closest. I mean, the closest. They say Texas, Clemson. It was Clemson for a long time. It's Texas, Clemson, Bama. Don't sleep on them, off the radar options, Notre Dame, Virginia. No one mentions Ole Miss. Like, Ole Miss is desperate for him. And he might list Ole Miss just because of the family ties. But as long as Lane is there, it's my understanding Arch Manning will not go to Ole Miss. Tony Janusa, hungry dog runs faster, 34-23, Tigers. Hungry Tiger runs faster? Danny Braywick, nationally thought they forgot we have number one quarterback coming in next year. Yeah, man, I'm excited to see what Walker Howard can do. I also don't think he's going to start next year, but yeah. Kyle, Matt, did you see the video of Coach O and the fishing comment he made to the Miami fan in 2018 we talked about yesterday? Kyle, several people sent it to me, but the link didn't, I couldn't get audio on the link. And man, I just don't remember. I'm sorry, that's just in a black hole in my mind. I just don't remember that. I could see, so it was from the Rotary meeting 2018. Either way, it doesn't change the fact that it's an inappropriate thing for the head coach at LSU to say. I mean, somebody sent me a message this morning. It was like, man, your tone's changed so much. I was like, nobody literally thinks, nobody literally thinks that Ed Ogeron is going to find a prank caller, murder him, and throw his body in a fishing hole. If anyone literally thought that's what that was, then the police would have gone and arrested him, because you can't make death threats. it was a tongue-in-cheek comment that was in horrible taste, and especially coming from the head coach at LSU in a public forum. That's the problem, to be abundantly clear. Troy, I've hit the bell for all your pages. For some reason, I never get a notification. Weird. Maybe your notifications aren't set on your phone? Maybe like they're muted on your phone? I don't know. Carlos Correa, how ironic is it a year from now, Edo could be the D-line coach for Ole Miss if Kiffin is still the head coach? That's not really irony, but funny, Carlos. Like so I'm such a grammar nerd, but like on our first date, Eric and I went on a blind date, and it was a couple's date, and somehow the misuse of irony came up. And she told me, she's like, I never use the word irony anymore. You seem so pissed off about that on our first date. Anyway, it's not irony, but that would be it would be a strange circumstance. I don't know that Ed Orgeron would go back to Ole Miss. I think if he's fired at LSU, I think he's out of coaching next year. And if he gets back in, maybe it's a lower level head coaching opportunity. Colton Matt, good morning. Matt, what's your go-to character in Mario Kart? I think I was always just Mario. I haven't played Mario Kart since like Super Nintendo circa 94, right? But I think I was always just Mario. Maybe the princess? Maybe I was the princess. I don't remember. Alex, like the t-shirt? Yeah, man. Got Hunter over at X Design made these after Burrow won the Heisman. It's an awesome shirt. Jeb, thanks for all you do, Matt. You and yours have a great weekend. Go Tigers, go J-Boys. All right, Jeb, appreciate it, man. Have a good one. Aaron Kelly, favorite quote of all time, he would have taken this job for a company car and a sack of crawfish. When did I say that? It had to be, I guess, after he got a raise or something. Some people have brought that up. Aaron, I don't remember. I'm not saying I didn't say that. There's a record of everything, but it definitely sounds like something I would have said. I just don't remember when I said that or what the context was. Joe Del Monaco, the Mannings are uptown folks. Uptown folks view anywhere as better than LSU. I'm still waking up angry, thinking 37-17 tonight, and we get to hope they still take callers on the radio show. Joe, were you thinking 37-17 Kentucky? Because if you're thinking 37-17 Kentucky, then Mickey Joseph will be hosting the radio show next week, not Ed Orgeron. Gulf South, do you think O would enroll at Saban School of Coaching Rehab? Maybe. Wouldn't you, if you were him? Let's see, jump back over to Facebook. Lance Hill, LSU needs to throw their love at Walker Howard, not worry about Manning. They've got Walker solidly committed. Bummer Walker got injured last week, but he's solidly committed. Reagan Lee, if there's no commitment to the running game this game, I'm going to be pissed. After all the conversation about it, I'm going to be sick. Reagan Lee, give it to Kiner. Dale Broussard finally got a pile of game coin. Good deal, Dale. Hopefully you got it last night because this morning it is pumping. When's Thomas coming back? Thomas. Oh, Michael Thomas? God, hopefully he's eligible to return after the bye. So, when you start the season on PUP, you got to miss 6 weeks. So he's eligible to return week 7 at Seattle. So hopefully he does. Joseph, what's up, man? Y'all go see my guy Joseph down at Nopsey Hotel in New Orleans. Beautiful boutique hotel. They hosted us last year when we were down at AFR at Sazerac House. Awesome spot, man. So there's a video, Joseph, how to buy game coin. If you go to YouTube, I'll find it. I'll just post it to you. But the first thing you have to do is you have to buy Binance coin. So you have to start with a trust wallet and crypto.com. And then you got to buy Binance coin at crypto.com and then move it into your trust wallet, and then you'll see the rest. Joseph, holler at me if you need help. I can help you. No, I feel like I've been like tech support for Gamecoin because so many people know that I've had it for a while, and so a lot of friends and family and just whatever friends of friends of friends are like, "Hey man, my buddy's trying about Gamecoin. Can you help him?" Like, yeah, I got you, man. Just tell him to call me. Nick Cadena, morning from Bogota, Colombia. Heads or tails for the coin toss? Give me heads. Matt Godwin, Tony Williams, Bill O'Brien left Houston in shambles. No thanks. Paul, that's because Bill O'Brien, the GM, was very poor at his job. I think Bill O'Brien, the coach, is a very good offensive coach. Fickle is my Aaron Adams. Fickle's top choice. Fickle would be good, man. I'd be down with it. Let's see, Scone and T is the duo us LSU fans need during these times. Let's see, Mikey Matuk loves Jay Johnson, said he's an alpha. I'm pumped for LSU baseball. He should be. He's done awesome so far. I think Arch might take a harder look at LSU depending on the new coach. Unlikely, Tony. Let's see, projections for 2021 World Series. I know they're not flashy, but the Giants have won 107 games. It's hard to turn away from them. They get home field against the Dodgers. So give me the Giants and the Rays. And I'll take the Giants. Brant Roban, how does athleticism not trump lack of coaching when it comes to caliber at LSU? Brant, because coaching matters. Didn't we learn that in the NFL with the Saints in 2012? I mean, the Saints in 2011 had the best team they ever had, lost in the playoffs, bring everybody back in 2012. Sean Payton's not there, and you have the worst defense ever, and you're 7-9. Coaching matters. How do you think LSU's D-line will fare against Kentucky's O-line? I think they'll do okay, man. Still remember the Kentucky O-lineman you had at Media Days. Yeah, Darian Kennard. Y'all remember the name. I mean, we interviewed Darian Kennard at Media Days, and he's going to be a first-round draft pick. He plays right tackle. So, I mean, their tackles are Dare at left tackle and Dare and Darian. Really good line, man. Two good running backs. Chris Rodriguez leading the SEC in rushing. It's a big challenge. Big challenge. LSU is a living meme and SNL skit under Coach O. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Carlos Correa follows Matt. He's already committed to the Yanks. I think it's a different Carlos Correa. Let's see. Is Brennan hurt or injured? AJ, you got to remember, man, Brennan broke his arm here between the shoulder and the elbow. He can throw, but like he can't take any contact. That's until the bone has healed. So unfortunate, man. Like really unfortunate injury. Ooh, Trell Hatch, you got Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. I'm gonna take Fury, man. I bought the fight when they fought it, I guess over the summer. Boy, watching Fury just take Wilder apart was impressive. I think he does it again, man. Give me Fury. Lenny Moss, got to come over, get a step-by-step on buying into Gamecoin is blowing up. Lenny, you still ain't bought Gamecoin? Damn, bro. Lenny, you and I had that conversation 2 weeks ago. Hey, man. Lead a horse to water. Can't make him drink, bro. The thing about Gamecoin is, like, it's a great project. Great people running it. Tons of positive news and momentum. And I think if you read the white paper, I think the idea, the business itself is a winning idea. which is why you see so many people buying into it, Game Coin athletes jumping on board to be ambassadors, all that sort of stuff. It's a great product, but it's really exciting. And it's still less than a penny. So they're great entry points. They were better a week ago. They're much better a month ago. But anyway. Trivia, I saw a sign on SEC Nation saying Kentucky will be 6-0 with Coach O, the 0. That's pretty good, actually. Objectively speaking, that's a pretty creative sign. It means Coach O, so let O be the O. I get it. Let 0. I get it. It's good. Last son of Odin, over-under delay of game calls. I put the over-under at 1.5, and I'll go under. Drake Dishler, what's up? All right, y'all, 9:30. I think we're just about done. See anything else? Tommy, is Game Coin available everywhere? Yeah, man. You just gotta. It's a pain in the T-Hiney to buy right now because it's not on a mainstream exchange. So it figuring out how to buy it the first time is a complicated. I'm crypto savvy, and it took me about an hour to figure out how to buy it the first time. Now that I've done it, I can do it in 10. I can do it in a minute. Well, I can do it in less than 60 seconds now. But let's see. Casey Fitzgibbons, Walker Howard's way better than Arch. Casey, I think you're probably going to regret that comment. I think Walker Howard has the potential to be a very good player. And you're talking to Jamie. The thing that's most encouraging about Walker is, even with all the physical gifts and everything, he has some limitations. He's barely 6 foot tall, and so has some of that going. But the thing you're talking to Jamie, it's just, and Jamie's not the guy that will ever just brag on his son. It's just not his style. But Jamie said something when he came on AFR before the season. He said, even if Walker never plays a snap at LSU, he's going to make the team better. And I love that. I love that description. That's the kind of guy you want at that position. So I do love that. But Arch is one of those generational type talents. Don't be foolish. That's not to say that Walker Howard won't be a great player, but Arch is Arch is just different. Jay Maggio, give me Howard over Arch. How about both? Mike and Mary Hoggard, another game day sign. Coach O drinks bourbon with a straw. Trivia, how can I buy $2? Hey, bro, you know who to ask. Stop asking me. I'm not the one that handles that. You know who to ask. The one who spent last night making cookies for T-Bob. Using hand squeezing lemon juice to make lemon cookies for T-Bob last night, Trivia. Just think about that. Let's see. A Manning doesn't have a natty, so for the auto natty, he will go to Bama. Tim Gotro, Drew Bucks is definitely the hardest currency to acquire. Jay, Matt, we likely win. I can't pull against the Tigers. Not that it matters. I just cringe at O's lack of control. Jay, look, I would never pull against your team. That's the thing that's the craziest contradiction is people I hope they lose so they get rid of O. No. You get it wrong. You always want your team to win, and you certainly don't want your team to lose to Kentucky. So, come on. I've said it a bajillion times, as has everyone else. There's a feeling of inevitability, and I think realistically we understand this team isn't going to win out. There are going to be some losses, and they're likely going to make a change, be it during the season or after the season. That said, this is a football Saturday, man. You want your team to win. You want your team to go to Lexington to play well and win the damn game. So let's get a win and have some fun today, man, because last weekend sucked. Let's see, Trail, I agree. Got a spoiler. If Fury knocking out Wilder by the 6th round. The other thing, too, Trell, is, man, normally I'll cheer for the American, but the fact that Tyson, or that Deontay Wilder's from Tuscaloosa, I'm like, nah, bro, sorry. I ain't cheering for no Bammer, bro. Craig Duga, basketball school now. Yeah, ball. All right, y'all, I think we're about done. Do me a solid, man. If you're on YouTube, let's smash. Still 117 watching on YouTube. That's awesome, man. Thank you all so much. Please smash the like button if you haven't done so yet. That helps with the algorithm and everything. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the Matt Scone YouTube channel as well. And down here on Facebook, like the page, share the post. Appreciate y'all watching. Thanks so much as always. Paula here, Rock, and T-Bob are texting buddies. They are. They were texting their cookie recipes back and forth the other day. That's legit true. They were texting cookie recipes back and forth. Roger Claiborne, good morning. Old Soul Guidry, LSU has a way better chance than people think. Kentucky has a desperate wounded animal on its hands. Think of it this way. Kentucky was outgained by 100 yards last week against Florida. They got a blocked punt for a touchdown, which was the difference in the game. LSU was a miraculous 4th and 2 scramble by Bo Nix away from probably routing Auburn. And even still had the lead until 3 minutes ago in the 4th quarter. How different would our outlook on this game be if both of those results were flipped? Yes, LSU can win today. Danny Braywick, I love the intro for Scone and T podcast. Danny, who do you think wrote that? Do you think highly of Mickey Joseph? Alex, I'll tell you this, man. I have a lot of respect for Mickey Joseph because so if you are at LSU as a head coach, you have got to have someone on staff that can recruit New Orleans. It's odd, but it's true. New Orleans high school coaches are very cliquish. I don't mean for it to sound like I don't want it to be like a negative connotation. It's just a very close-knit community, and if you're at LSU, you have to have someone on staff who is respected by that collective group of coaches in New Orleans. That's why Frank Wilson was so valuable on this staff for so long. Aside from the fact that Frank's a great coach, an organizer, recruiting coordinator, all that stuff. But you had to have the guy that could recruit New Orleans. When Frank took the UTSA job, they hired Jabbar Jalouk. Remember, Jalouk was a high school coach in New Orleans. Jalouk was only here for a year. He really struggled. They had some notable misses in that class. He was there for 1 year. And he just wasn't a great running backs coach. So he left for Texas Tech. If you remember, he kind of got Les kind of told him, hey, go find a job. Well, they hired Mickey Joseph. And Mickey Joseph, the Josephs are New Orleans high school football royalty. Shaw and there's Derek Joseph and Mickey Joseph and Vance Joseph. I mean, they're there. But Mickey came in and didn't know anything about coaching receivers. He had never been a receivers coach in his life. But he learned. And the whole, you talk to people on staff and they'll say, Mickey, no one on staff works harder than Mickey Joseph. Watching film, breaking it down, asking questions, learning how to coach the receiver position. He went so deep dive into that. And look at the results. I mean, yeah, LSU's got great talent, but look at the results at that position since Mickey Joseph has been here. You saw DJ Chark make this exponential leap. Look at Chase and Jefferson from a 2-star to what he's become. Obviously, Keishon Butte. I mean, Mickey Joseph deserves a ton of credit for the job he's done at LSU. I mean, he has done for a guy who really was hired to be the connection piece to the New Orleans recruiting pipeline. He has exceeded every expectation there. So, and he's got the title of assistant head coach. And if Ed is fired, Mickey's going to be the interim. So, anyway. Travis Daisy, good morning. Let's see, Mike and Mary Hogg, I believe we win today. Everything's a mess except the locker room. We have great team leadership in there. I'm proud of those boys. Mike, I actually disagree with you on that. The locker room's not great. Jay Maggio, LOL at the dummy with the single down. Yeah, we do have one 84 likes, one dislike. There's someone who does it every day. Jay, I don't know who it is, but like it's this one person who just comes and hits the thumbs down. Honestly, Jay, I don't even notice it, but like someone pointed out months ago, and I said, I just can't imagine like being such an unhappy person that you take time out of your day. You schedule time out of your day. Like, you have one life to live, and with every second that passes, you'll never get it back because you're one step closer to your death. 1 second, and you literally take time out of your day every day to set a notification to jump on someone's YouTube live just to hit a thumbs down with this too. God bless. Oh man. Let's see. Any guesses about our new blocking scheme on offense? No. Trivia card of the day game coin hits 50 cents. I'm buying my own airplane. Trivia of the day game coin hits 50 cents. I will be long gone from radio. I'll put it to you that way, bro. I will put it to you that way. For everyone who wants a new afternoon drive host on AFR, let Gamecoin get to 50 cents and you will never have to hear from me again. Daniel Glenn, eagerly waiting to see Sage Ryan play tonight. Yeah, man, I'm curious how much he'll play. Interesting game with Major Burns out to see where they play him. He was working a lot at nickel safety, but of course Cordell Flotcher nickelback, but he was kind of that nickel safety hybrid role, kind of like what Corey Thompson played, what Jacoby Stevens played, that role. Sanjay Gore, Georgia, Auburn, A&M, Bama, both blowouts. I think so. Yeah. Daniel Sinence. Musso's getting high watching Scone is now a morning tradition. Okay. Oh, I hear Drew. Hey, Drew. Drew. Oh. He doesn't want to come just participate in the show. He wants to watch the show on Mommy's Room. Hey, bud, come see it. Come say hi. Come say hi, Dad's show. Come show everybody your crawfish jam. He was, no. He said, no. It's okay. Don't make him upset. Okay. And we're just about done. Do I need to stay on just because he's watching now? Because we're kind of done.
Well, I mean, nah, he can find out. He doesn't know if it's yesterday or today. He doesn't know.
Game coin hits 50 cents. Scone's going to be buying Pappy through the secondary on the reg. Probably.
He's got you right
now. Trivia is asking.
Morning, trivia.
He's been asking about his Drew Bucks.
They're coming. Did you tell them about lemon cookies I've been there?
I told Trivia that you spent your time last night not making Drew Bucks, but actually grinding lemons to get the lemon juice for the lemon cookies.
Because Target was out of lemon juice, and
So-
my shopper did not deliver it.
So instead of just making
Foregoing.
other cookies,
Well, that's what I
she
had
bought
to say
lemons and got a juicer. It was like, she cut the lemon, she's like grinding the lemon to get the
I'm
lemon
not
juice.
grinding it. I was juicing a lemon. It took 2 seconds.
Juicing a lemon.
Hey, we enjoyed those cookies last night. T-Bob didn't get any of those cookies.
What about all the dozen that are in there right now? Where are they going?
I'm making more.
So where are they going?
I mean, for us.
And?
And I'm gonna make him some.
Oh,
Stop with all this. I'm not. He's getting 0 cookies now. If you're gonna make a big deal about it. I made him cookies every week last week, and you never made a big deal about it.
You didn't make cookies for T-Bob last year. You made them for for all of the game day. It
I
was
even
like
sent milk for him.
was-
I even sent milk for T-Bob last year because he loved my cookies so much, and he was like, "Oh, it'd be so good with milk." So I started bringing him little jugs of milk every week too. Don't forget about that. Yeah, little bitty jugs of milk. Yeah.
you made them for everybody. I would bring the cookies for the producers, like everybody could participate. Because we had a
Everybody
5-hour,
participate in these.
but this says T-Bob's Tasty Tiger Treats on the top of them.
Because everything can start with a T, which I think is so cute. I like things like that. I like things that all have like good alliteration and rhyming, and I mean, that's just what I like. And there's nobody else there. It's just you and him, and you get all the cookies you want.
If Game Coin hits 50 cents, Scone and E-Rock will be living in Costa Rica. Drew will be a gangster.
No, we're never leaving here.
Game Coin hits 50 cents, E-Rock. We can go have a house in Costa Rica. We can have a house in California. We can have a house. We can have a house
Can I
in.
still work at St. Jude?
No.
Yes.
Okay, you go work at St. Jude. I'll just go travel the world and live my life while you fix 8-year-olds' problems at a Catholic elementary school. What?
Yeah, I thought it was not important.
No, I'm not saying that's not important. I did not imply that at all. I'm just describing your job. You're fixing problems for young kids. That's important. That's very.
It's a lot more
that's-
than that.
that's-
It's way more than that. Way more than that.
Okay, don't overanalyze a one-off statement about what you're going to do to contrast what I'm going to do, which is have our private plane going all over the place to see the world.
It can pick me up after school at 3.
Great. It'll pick you up after school at 3, and then you can fly on in. Let's see. Scott Real said you're not going to win the discussion. Stop it, dude. I think I just won the discussion, Scott.
Yeah, I
Clearly-
never win. If people realize I never win ever, I've never won anything with you.
Clearly, Scott, you don't know how things operate in this household.
Yeah, you're in charge. It's your way. Yeah. I just participate in the discussions. I'll never win a discussion.
Damn right. Oh, Kevin Burke said do or die for Coach O.
Huh?
Oh. You're saying like today is a do or die game.
Oh,
for Coach.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay. The way he put it, it almost was like he was all in for. I was
Yeah,
like, that's
yeah.
probably not the best place to plant your flag right now.
Yeah.
Scott Rills, love the show, Scone. Especially enjoy the joy on your face when you see or hear Drew. Keep
Aw, that's so sweet, Scott.
that is.
That's sweet.
That is.
What about when you see me?
All the time, baby.
Joy. The joy on your face.
Let's see. Trivia. I got it now. E-Rock has to take care of the kids first, including T-Bob.
Exactly. Exactly. Kirby.
Oh, man. All right. I think we're just about done now. Lenny said, hey, E-Rock.
Oh, hey, Lenny.
Hey, Lenny.
I saw you did the race this morning.
What race?
There was a 5K in the neighborhood for kids and stuff for Oktoberfest.
Oh, I was wondering. There was some
Yeah.
people running earlier.
I mean,
I
I've
was
been
like,
waiting for Drew to wake up. Drew's been laying on me in the bed, so I've been like just sitting there like looking at Facebook and stuff. And I saw pictures of the race. Eliana did great in the race, I think. It was cute. There was a bunch of kids. They had like numbers on them and medals. It was a cute little race.
Cool. Damian Ramirez is Bama #1 main frontrunner for Arch. No, Damian. I heard Dan Patrick this week. Someone sent me that, and Dan is wrong. Like, Bama is not the frontrunner for Arch Manning. Texas is the frontrunner for Arch Manning. Like, I'm telling you, Dan Patrick is wrong. Arch Manning, if he had to pick today, would be going to Texas. It is Texas, Clemson, Bama.
That guy that good. Is he really that good?
Yeah.
For everybody to be
Good.
talking about him?
Generational type talent, yeah. Paul Batts, if Game Coin hits 50 cents, as long as Scone and T still have a podcast, I'm good. I assure you I will not be doing a podcast with T-Bot if Game Coin hits 50 cents. I will be doing any damn thing I want to do if Game Coin hits 50 cents. Anyway. Okay.
Can we have a live-in chef?
Sure. We're not a live-in. That person will like live in our house. We don't want anybody to live in our house.
We can't have a separate apartment for him.
Where are we gonna have a separate apartment here? You say you're never leaving this house.
We just build up.
No. What? No.
Okay, Okay, well, like a chef that comes and cooks and leaves.
Okay.
All meals.
You just don't ever cook.
Huh?
You just don't ever want to cook.
It just takes so much time.
Mm-hmm.
The prepping, the cleaning up. I mean, I like cooking. I mean, I cook all the time. But I hate deciding what to cook. That's a hassle.
What about your dad? Let your dad cook all our meals.
Well, he's not the healthiest cook. I also would like to continue to get skinny, you know. I love it as cooking, but it's not, I mean, I will be big.
This
What?
is funny. I would be big.
Well, I mean, his cooking is amazing, but I mean, you can't eat that.
Let's see. Matt, am I a bad fan if I want LSU to lose a little more to ensure Ed gets canned? Yes, you are. You should never cheer for your team to lose, ever. That inevitability is going to work itself out. You get 12 football Saturdays a year. Cheer for your team. Cheer for your team. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen with coach. Like, that'll work itself out. Just cheer for your team. Enjoy the Saturday and cheer for your team to beat Kentucky. Oh, let's see. Gulf South. I bought Game Coin at .0038. If it hits .50, I won't be able to pay off my current mortgage. So I can only imagine what you got in at. LOL. I got in before 0038. And I had a lot of crypto already. Like, you got to keep in mind, like, I have always been a very good saver, even when I made $18,000 a year. I just, like, basically put a tax on myself. I would just always save money. Hey, babe. And then, what?
I said something.
I said, hey, babe.
Okay, I'm gonna get dressed because then I need to go to the grocery store before you leave.
You better get going.
I know. You leaving at 12:30?
Yeah. Dave Endur. Trivia, can't believe how happy E-Rock got. Oh, Erica. Trivia said, I can't believe how happy E-Rock got when you said Lenny.
Oh, Lord. Trivia. I haven't seen Lenny in forever, Trivia. I keep talking to you every time Matt's on. I talk to Trivia.
You don't want your dad to cook, but you eating cookies in the morning? Mm-hmm.
I'm eating this lemon cookie right now.
That's a good lemon cookie.
It's a good
They really are
lemon
very
cookie.
good. Let's see. Little High, what was your prediction for the LSU game? I said 24-20
You were
LSU.
hating on my lemon cookies yesterday. You pack them now, huh?
They were a little too lemony on the first bite. A little too much lemon. Just cut
Less
the lemon.
rind?
Yeah, it's cut it. Just cut your lemon in half. Just a little too much lemon,
Just
but
the
very good.
rind.
The texture's really good.
No.
I said 24-20 LSU. Danny Braywick, I'm rooting against game going now. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna matter. It's doing great. Kevin Burke, what SEC West team has the most relevant past 5 years other than Bama? Well, I mean, LSU won a national championship. The answer is LSU. Hey, Dad, having trouble checking game coin. Okay, well, good thing is your son knows how to fix it, so I can help you. Let's see. Going to the neighborhood thing later. Lenny, I'm not. Saturdays are work days, unfortunately. Wondering how it called Papa Rock. Okay. All right, y'all, we're done. I got to bounce. Y'all have an awesome day. Man, and I say that, and there's more. Tookie, Mello, and Daddy TV. Do you think Scott Woodward is taking the class of 2022 into consideration? I know Saban and Kirby's. No. 0. You do not make coaching moves based on a recruit or a recruiting class, ever. You do not ever do that. There are plenty of great players, especially in the era of the transfer portal, and now with roster or signing class expansion with transfers. Never. Never. Papa Scone, when Matt makes a come up, you make a come up. Hey, man, I made sure my parents were well positioned as well. Come on, man. Trying to make sure all my family was. One little straggler out there who didn't want to hear nothing about it. Bummer. Uncle Mike, what's up, man? Good morning. Just in time for a farewell. All right, y'all, I got to bounce. An hour and 30 minutes here this morning on Morning Scone. All right, smash that like button on YouTube. Appreciate y'all very much. Facebook, like the page, share the post. Always shout out to Brock. Brock and Wine coming up on October 30th, the open date at the Renaissance Hotel. Food, live music, wine, margarita machines. Great stuff, man. Y'all check it out. brortho.com for tickets, brortho.com. Okay, y'all have a great day. Go Tigers, go Tigers. 1:30, Eagle 98.1 Game Day, me and Jeremy Hill. As soon as the game ends, T-Bob and I for Whiskey and Wine from Don Juan Scarborough. See you.